What is an adverse inference? An adverse inference is a legal principle that allows a judge or jury to assume that missing or destroyed evidence would have been unfavorable to the party responsible for withholding or destroying it. In simple terms, if someone hides, loses, or destroys evidence, the court may infer that the evidence would have hurt their case. This doctrine is especially common in the context of spoliation of evidence, meaning the improper destruction or alteration of evidence that is relevant to a lawsuit. Courts rely on the adverse inference rule to discourage parties from tampering with evidence and to protect fairness in litigation. A bit of history. The idea comes from centuries-old principles of equity, where courts recognize that destroying or hiding evidence should not give a party an advantage. Over time, U.S. courts developed structured rules. If a party had control of evidence, a duty to preserve it, and it was lost or destroyed in bad faith, then an adverse inference could be applied. How does it work in practice? If evidence is lost accidentally and without negligence, an adverse inference usually does not apply. If evidence is lost through negligence, courts may impose lighter sanctions, but not necessarily an adverse inference. If evidence is destroyed intentionally or in bad faith, the judge may instruct the jury that they can assume the evidence would have been unfavorable to the responsible party. For example, imagine a company is sued for discrimination, and it accidentally deletes thousands of employee emails after receiving notice of the lawsuit. If the court finds that the deletion was intentional or reckless, it may instruct the jury to assume that those emails contained evidence harmful to the company's defense. An important modern context for adverse inference is electronic discovery, or e-discovery. With so much evidence stored in digital form, emails, texts, databases, courts regularly deal with disputes about lost electronic data. The Federal Rules of Civil Procedure, Rule 37E, specifically addresses failure to preserve electronically stored information and allows adverse inferences when the loss was intentional and prejudiced the other side. A curiosity is that adverse inference instructions can be very powerful. Juries tend to take them seriously, sometimes treating them almost as proof of guilt. For that reason, courts are cautious and usually require clear evidence of bad faith before imposing this sanction. In short, an adverse inference is a procedural safeguard that ensures fairness when one side destroys or withholds evidence, protecting the integrity of the judicial process and discouraging misconduct. Up above, I left you more videos so you can keep learning law. Don't forget to like and subscribe.